Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you today. A lot of UFOs have just been submitted to my email, and it's going to be a wild ride, so buckle up, everybody. Let's get to it. We have the entire panel with us. Rich from GOOFON, including physicist Alex Gershowitz, is going to chime in, along with Dark Hour Paranormal and Doc Skinner, including my brother Brent. There's all kinds of stuff going on in the skies. Let's just start it with an incredible video out of Jakarta, Indonesia. Roll it.
Tak tahu.
Tak campur lah.
What the heck's falling out of the sky? An incredible broad daylight sighting of something that appears to be crashing and enters the waters off the coast of Jakarta. What the heck is this? Let's get it out to the panel right now. Rich, what's your thoughts?
So this next video is super interesting. This is the type of video I figured we would see when people are talking about transmedium craft. This is what I want to see. This object, it reminds me of an upside down Elon Musk rocket landing in the water. Now it's not that, but there is some weirdness to it that when it enters the water, it goes in as if it's not even making a big disturbance for such a large object. If I was to say, figure out the size of this object, I would have to say, I don't know, 100 feet in length. And then it has like an exhaust on the top of it. It looks like it's got fumes coming out the bottom or some sort of propellant. But it's really still. It's as if it's stuck in its position. Like you don't see it like you would a normal propellant where you see it flickering like this. I don't know, maybe it's the video or the quality of the video, or that it looks, you know, it's on the coast, maybe it's the lighting. This is what we should be seeing. This is impressive stuff. And if we get more of these, it's just weird. Out of nowhere, now we're starting to see these type of objects. We've never seen stuff like this. We have. Just recently, last night on a Third Phase of Moon video, the green object that went into the water. But nothing like an Elon Musk-esque rocket. This is bizarre. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's unknown. It's what it is. It's unknown. We don't know what it is. It's an unidentified flying object that went into the water. Is it going to go in the water and become a submarine? Is it going to go around and hit a target? Is it Space Force? I think yes to all of the above. This is unbelievable. Good stuff, guys.
Let's take it out to Michael Roser from Dark Hour Paranormal. Any ideas what we're looking at here?
Now this clip is also very interesting. We see that somebody is filming this in a vertical position, which to me implies a little bit of an amateur take on this particular video, which is fine. And there's a point that I have to say something about, wherein they're holding the camera, watching this object, and then they move off to the left and then come back. Now, whereas someone might say, is this intentional? Did they, move this so that something could be manipulated within the frame that they come back to? Here's an idea. Many times when people are filming these things, they're looking through their camera, but at the same time, they're trying to watch it with their naked eye. And in doing this, they're moving the camera ever so slightly, not realizing that what they're trying to capture might not be in frame. So to talk about the actual sighting itself, what we're seeing is some sort of object descending from the sky, which honestly, it could be space debris, but the problem here is that the descent is incredibly slow, and it seems meticulous, maybe even labored, or it's being pulled down from something underneath. Regardless of what's actually causing this object to descend, it does go into the water with, what I can tell on the video, no visible splash, and of course this is reminiscent of some of the reports that we've been hearing recently. But that being said, maybe we just can't see the splash. Maybe the resolution at that focus is just not clear enough for us to see. But again, the speed, the trajectory of this thing going straight down, there's nothing there in the way of anything natural or even in the way of engineering that makes sense to me about how this thing is, again, coming down so slowly and settling into the water. Fantastic capture.
All right, this video is making the rounds. We see it kind of breaking the internet. You could almost say this large, it looks almost like a battleship falling into the ocean. This thing's massive. You could kind of recall a scene in Return of the Jedi when the Star Destroyer came down and crashed into the Death Star. This is almost what it looks like. What is this? Is this some sort of secret space force, or maybe China launched a rocket and it fell into the atmosphere? Usually you'd see it break up. This thing seems to be like a solid surface, a cylindrical object. It's massive. The Space Force is in full effect. It's been implemented for over a year now. Apparently they're building assets that seem to be otherworldly or unconventional flying craft. This is an incredible video that was just submitted to me. Take a look at this.
It's interesting. It looks like a plane, but not your ordinary plane, mind you. I think this is possibly a drone, maybe a top secret drone or Space Force type of project, because it's not an airplane. It's a plane, but it looks like a drone. The wings are really long for a commercial jet, so I'm gonna cross that off the list. There is a tail. You can see a light flash in the back, and you can see a little bit of shadowing from the tail. It's just the angle of the sun, the clouds, the weather, everything. But it is a strange looking plane or drone. It's got like a snub nose, like it's really shut down. Like it's not a cone shaped, it's just boom, like it ran into a wall and it kept on flying. But it's a really strange looking plane. And if this is flying over our homes, did we catch a spy drone that's just looking over everybody? You know they're doing it, so maybe we got one on camera. It's really strange stuff. There's not much more I can say about it, but there is a full body there. I do see a full-length drone or some sort of plane. I don't see props. I see what looks like there may be jets or the whatever underneath the wings. So you know, if you zoom in on it and look at this and enhance it, you can see it's a drone or a plane or something significant, because it's got really long wings for a regular plane, passenger jet. So I'm calling this out. I think this is a spy drone spying on us.
Some people might say this actually looks like a Klingon ship from Star Trek, and I could agree with that. This thing's rather unique in its features. It does look like something maybe that could be a secret Space Force program. You can see it's high up there. The eyewitness said you cannot hear it, and it was really moving fast. What is this? The UFO phenomenon, it's on the rise, but so is strange weather. Is there some kind of weather manipulation, HAARP? What's going on in our skies? I'm receiving photographs, videos from around the world. I've got a new photo that I want to share with you. Rings over the skies, the Swiss Alps. Take a look at this. Now let's throw it out to Doc Skinner. I want to get his opinion of what was captured over the Alps, including strange lines, shadows, crossing, ripping through the clouds over America.
Looking at these photos, they're very, very cool in my opinion, and I've seen many images like this through the years. The image with the ring over the Alps, and then it looks like a figure 8, could be multiple things. Weather modification, HAARP, could be someone that is a skywriter that made the figure 8, even though it looks pretty darn perfect, and it's just fading away. The other thing it made me think of was the 2005 movie Stealth with Josh Lucas, Jessica Biel, and Jamie Foxx. And in that film, there's a scene where they show a refueling station that's a blimp, and it just does circles way up high in the atmosphere so that the secret planes could go up there and refuel. And in the scene, there's a leak and it leaves a fire and it creates this ring of smoke and fire. But I don't know if that's what this is. It could be many things. But I have seen this before. Why it's over the Swiss Alps, I don't know. Unless it has, I don't know, unless it's weather modification and they need more snow by creating more clouds, because we've learned to do that. They may have needed snow. I don't know. On the second image, which we see lines in the sky, I've actually seen myself firsthand, and the only thing I can say kind of confidently would be that something off in the horizon, okay, a cloud formation or something is blocking the sunset just enough to create a long shadow over the sphere of the Earth. That's reaching, in my opinion, though, but it kind of would make sense. But what I've seen is these black trails, and it's kind of like a contrail, but it's black shadow. I don't know what to say about the second one. The first one I've seen before, and some say it's a weather phenomenon, but time will tell.
The world had their eyes peeled to the sky last night. The blood red lunar eclipse. It was powerful. We witnessed it here right on the big island of Hawaii, a spectacular show. But while the CCTV China live transmission of the event, something appeared on their cameras that's extraordinary. Take a look at this. Now let's take it out to the panel. I want to get Richard and Dark Hour Paranormal's response to this incredible video. What the heck is this? It looks something out of Star Trek. Rich, go ahead.
This is really strange. When I look at this video from the moon, what I'm looking at kind of doesn't make sense. And I think you and I, Blake, talked about this, and it looks like this should be a time-lapse image. Instead, we're looking at real-time video of this object, which most likely is a plane, but it's streaked out the way it is as if it's time-lapse. So I'm wondering if the camera has a certain setting, or maybe the shutter speed on it is a little bit slower. I'm not sure. The video's going at the regular speed, but what we see is what I like to compare it to is when in Star Trek they go to warp drive and they take off and you see the streak. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, I don't know. Usually this is time lapse. I've said it before, but you can see there's red lights there. There's little dots that look like you would see on a commercial airplane. But is it? Maybe it is some sort of secret Space Force craft that has this type of a look to it. Maybe it was going really, really fast, or maybe it was transitioning. I don't know. Transitioning to what? I have no idea. I'm not going to say another dimension, but what if it is going to warp speed and we caught it? Yeah, that's really out there. I get it. But you have to think of everything when you do these videos. So I'm just coming up with ideas of what this could be. It's probably a plane. The camera setting is set to something we're not sure of yet, but we'll have to do a little more further investigating on that one for sure.
Now, in the first clip that we're presented with, we can very clearly see some sort of aerial vehicle flip across the sky within the 5 seconds that were allotted. Now, on my initial thoughts when I saw this video, I noticed that there was no real present sound associated with its movement, and there was no observable propulsion such as a propeller. In addition, we can see that there's a very large wingspan. It looks just like some sort of airplane, maybe It's a glider. Now, if it is, the question begs the answer. Was this something sanctioned by the governments, or was this more of a home-brewed project in somebody's garage? Well, within the 5 seconds that we have to analyze this video, honestly, we don't have much to go on. But again, given the things that I've mentioned here, I really do believe we're looking at a glider.
I really hope you guys enjoyed the show. A lot of detail, a lot of information, a lot of opinions, and that's what Third Phase of Moon's all about. Sharing the information as fast as possible. So if you've captured anything amazing out there, contact us. My email is in the description. Upload your YouTube video, send it to us, we'll take a look. There's things in our skies that still have yet to be explained, but we're on the front line trying to find out what the phenomenon is. This is Blake Cousins. Keep your eyes on the skies, everybody. Blake Cousins. We'll see you next time.
Only to find we're many more than a few. Where do they lie? How come we seldom see them? Right in between the lines is where they reside. No reason to fear, we know who's here. The narrative falls, trickle through the years. On everyone. If we find a way to communicate a solid system, no more lies rolling through the haze. History worth mention, ancient connections may see us through. Although not easy to say, we're not alone as you may believe. System, no more lies rolling through the haze. History worth mention. We're not alone, as many believe. We're not alone, as many believe.
Buckle up. Third Phase of Moon, new album, Behind the Veil, is now available worldwide with the original song like Going to the Moon.
We'll get lost on the way to the moon. Out there where there's asteroids, we'll hit you right on the way to the moon. On the way to the moon.
The American flag on the moon. It had to be understood in the context of the Cold War as our delayed answer to the Russians sending a satellite into space first.
Are you ready for the Men in Black? They're out to get you if you're not careful.
There's really no escape no matter what you do. The Men in Black keep coming back and watching over you. You take the hills and I'll just keep this dusty road. Let's get out together while keeping our mouths closed.
Who's ready for the countdown to disclosure?
Go, but that don't mean that the curtain is closed. We've got a long way to go. This is the countdown to the show. Open your mind. Next reveal is our wildest fantasy. Watch for the signs. They're in front of our face, an open space for all to see.
Going deep into the mystery of the Majestic 12. Pulse pounding, get you dancing music.
Alright. How close do they keep the secret to the breast? But that's not to say they were alright. How long would they keep the secret to the breast?
Who's ready to go for a ride with Meta Propulsion?
Is at the forefront. Chemical injections needed, but not from this world of research is what they will call it, and never let you see any result. Yeah, we're using electromagnetic fields. There's something out there with us.
12 brand new songs available right now on all audio streaming platforms like iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and TikTok, and much, much more. Check out the link to the entire album right now. The link is in the description below. Third Phase of Moon, Behind the Veil. Get ready to take off to another dimension.
Solar flares of Oumuamua off to reach the moon in the sky.